Seminars are good. They're good, but I kind of I had a very anti-guru, anti-seminar attitude over the years, and I think in the beginning I was cynical. I had a really powerful aversion to seminars and gurus, partly because I bought some junk course online in 2006 after doing internet research. I put $6,000 on a credit card that I did not have to pay back, and I got some idiot out of Utah that didn't know what he was doing. He acted like he knew what he was doing, but his knowledge was only enough to impress a newbie, which means he really didn't know what he was doing. The other thing I found out is, for whatever reason, there are a lot of companies or a lot of gurus that license their name to these companies that sell these courses. For whatever reason, these guys are out in Utah. I don't know what it is about Utah, but that's where they all are. I've told that Robert Kiyosaki has licensed his name to companies out there. I've heard complaints about people that took Rich Dad coaching, that it was not good, and now I know why. For anyone that wants to build a portfolio of single-family residential rental properties and be the millionaire next door, or the person that goes from middle class, low earner, medium earner, even high earner, to accredited investor, meaning they have $1 million in net worth plus, and they have 5, 10, 15, or something like that a month roughly coming in, and they make a good income. Call it the Millerite School or the Florida Six Pack, which is a series of guys that roll up to Jack Miller, who's now passed away as of 2009. Pete Fortunato is still alive. Dykes Boddiford is another one. He passed away, I think it was 2021 or 2022. John Schaub, who's still alive. I think it was Mike Cantu, and there might be another couple of guys there. They were not salesy. They had the attitude of attraction rather than promotion. They did newsletters. They're a good group of people. John Schaub has produced a series of books, Building Wealth One House at a Time. It's a fantastic book. A key takeaway of that book is a lot of times how he approached it. He was working as a broker, and he would find investors, create relationship with high net worth or high income investors, have them get the mortgage to buy the property, and then they would split the cash flow 50-50 at the end of the year. John would manage the property, and then they would sell the property after it doubled in value. That is a very practical strategy. It can work. He did not use the 70% rule. He calls it a 10-10-10 rule. And barely what you're looking for there is cash flow. I think that's a very practical strategy. My strategy differs in that I didn't do well in corporate America. I always fought with my employees. I'm not a good employee. I'm a shitty employee. And I also have been humbled because leadership is such a difficult art. To lead people, to explain yourself multiple times, and you show up to work and there's fucking chaos all over the place, and I don't know what the problem is. I don't know how to fix it. So I do have a newfound respect for the art of leadership. But I created an operating business, which is a flipping and wholesaling business, and a rental portfolio on the side. So I am full-time real estate. I love what I do, but being an entrepreneur can be very challenging. The income comes in spurts. I can go from having hundreds of thousands of dollars on hand to tens of thousands of dollars on hand and being very scared because I feel broke. Doesn't mean I am broke, it just means I feel broke. So you have to deal with a lot of emotions. Anxiety, how to deal with anxiety, how to regulate anxiety, even if it doesn't manifest itself in fear and worry. Anxiety can manifest itself in irritability, restlessness, agitation, being jumpy, difficulty concentrating, task switching. And when you combine that with my ADD, it's very commonplace. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs suffer from that. So I spend a lot of time studying cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy. There's tremendous amounts of resources online and mainly on YouTube. I look for LMFT, licensed marriage and family therapist, or someone that has a doctorate. There's a lot of junk out there. You have to filter out a lot of junk on YouTube. A lot of people selling courses, a lot of people that consider themselves experts that are not experts.